As enjoyable as that song is to listen to, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for AtoD number 3. It is the third and final game of the night. This is the American group stage. We've got Nex Impetus versus Inphinity +4. And a little bit of surprise, apparently, and this is true, Universe, who played yesterday for Inphinity's team, was actually standing for the player 2 for, wait for it, those of you that don't know who that is Liquid Bulba. So, switching out one pro player for another. And remember, this is reverse captain's mode, so what we've got here exactly, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the rules for AtoD number 3, you have to draft the opposing team a strength, agility, intelligence hero, and 2 ranged heroes on top of that as well. Now they can sort of coincide however you like, but that's pretty much how it works. And you ban out pretty much the heroes that you don't want to play or receive, and then you pick a hero and it goes over to the other team essentially. That's really how it works. It's that simple. Nex Impetus is going to ban out Bloodseeker first. Skeleton King is going to get banned out for Inphinity +4. Not a surprise there. So there you go. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. It's been a really relaxing, great night of Dota. Nex Impetus has had some rough patches here, so let's see if they can turn it around against probably, arguably, the strongest team out of the 3 they've faced. That might be a little controversial here and there, but, I mean, to be honest, I've seen a lot of these players, especially play in ICL, and Fnatic's a very good team as well, but, I don't know, Inphinity +4, man, they're looking good. I mean, these are some really strong players. These are 5 people that just absolutely devastate, you know, just playing solo, and put them together and they could probably be ridiculously good if they put their minds to it. It's unfortunate that Bulba's already on a team because this could be a really good pro team, like an excellent team, like an amazing one.
10 seconds.
That being said, Nex Impetus is no pushover themselves. They will ban out the Meepo with their pick.
5 seconds remaining.
And Inphinity +4 taking some time of the reserve time. Clairvoyant's the drafter, so he'll be able to pick for the opposing team. Nex Impetus. Thunder B is going to be picking for them, and I'm not sure who that is. Might have been the Medusa player in the previous game. I'm not sure if they changed lineups or something like that, but FRZ was the picker for the previous 2 games, I believe, but they are switching it up now. So there we go. 1 minute of reserve time left for Inphinity +4 as they take a moment here and think about what they're going to do. Or it could just be disconnection issues, things of that nature, knock on wood. Would like to have this last game go over as well as possible, and it will. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us here on Neo Dota. We've got one game tomorrow, by the way, for those of you that are wondering. It is, I believe, AOSIN +4 versus this team, Inphinity +4. So a really great North American matchup. I mean, those are 2 very strong teams. Looking forward to that one, and we'll see how that does go. But first, we have this matchup to look forward to. Phantom Assassin going to be banned out from Inphinity +4. I guess they're not really concerned about Huskar, which is something we've seen a lot of, actually, and it's actually worked really well for teams that have been getting it picked up. But it's surprising that that is happening. I mean, generally don't think Huskar is a dominant hero in the competitive scene, but then again, this is not the competitive meta. They're going to give Zeus away to Inphinity +4, a hero they already gave away once in the first game, I believe, to Typical Mistakes, and it was actually really good pickup for the side of Typical Mistakes. I'm a Sheep Sucks played it very effectively. He played it as a support, but he was able to get some farm and actually pick up a Veil of Discord, so that's something that you have to keep in mind. But they might be able to give them a combo that, to be honest, I'm not really sure what Nex Impetus is thinking. Generally, when you do this reverse captain's mode, I'm going to reiterate my point. You try to go for heroes that are extraordinarily right-click dependent. Like we saw in some of the previous games, like a Huskar, you know, and that's something that is certainly difficult to deal with. When you have like a Huskar and an OD and like a, you know, let's say Faceless Void potentially, not really though. Some other heroes that I'm missing, like a Bloodseeker. Heroes that have been banned out essentially already. Like a Necrolite, there we go. So, I mean, and it's also very difficult to get in the head of a draft, and I already talked about this at length in some of the previous games. But with the current trends that we've been seeing over the past few games, it's just like, okay, Necrolite, Huskar, OD, let's see who else comes out. More right-clickers, Meepo, if there's no ban of Meepo. Bloodseeker, essentially, I mean, more right-clickers, essentially that. Spectre, for example, Clink, Sniper. agility carries that don't do a lot in the
10
early game.
seconds remaining.
But then when you give a team something like a Zeus, which
5
dominates in
seconds
the early to
remaining.
mid game, it's like questionable because Zeus can do a lot of damage without having to, number one, level up a lot. He's not super level dependent. I mean, like, it's nice to get more levels on him, but it's not going to, like, make or break your team just because, I mean, his lightning bolt dishes out a ton of damage early on. 100 damage at level 1, and that's before anything else. So you're already dishing out 100 damage nuke to people that are relatively squishy, 600 health, 500 health, things like that. So it's just interesting to see why they would give them a hero that they got trounced by in the first game. It's just something to think about. But 53 seconds left to reserve time. They're going to give him OD as well as Razor. And once again, OD, I understand. OD has been given to like every team ever. Shadow Fiend's going to go to Nex Impetus as well. Razor, I'm not really sure about. We saw, of course, his Plasma Field be super effective in the previous game for Fnatic. And on top of that, you're stealing a ton of right-click damage just from Static Link when you give him away like that. Or not give him away, you just pick him for the other team. So, not sure what Nex Impetus has in mind right now. Shadow Fiend is a difficult hero. He almost has to go mid or safe lane, or he just has to be protected at all costs. He's going to be able to carry harder than anybody right now currently in the game, but he needs to get his Necromastery stacks up, and that's only going to happen if he can get some kills on some creeps, which he can do in the mid lane if it's 1v1, obviously, or if he's protected in a safe lane or a tri lane or something like that. So. And for those asking in chat, the goal is not necessarily to give the team the worst heroes possible, because arguably these aren't the worst heroes that you can get. I mean, some of these heroes are played actively in the scene. It's just trying to find a composition for a team that is maybe devoid of a disable, devoid of any real nuke damage early on, and it's really dependent on right-click damage later on into the game. So that's something to think about. Like, you'll see heroes like maybe potentially a Faceless Void like I was talking about earlier. I mean, Shadow Fiend is a hero that gets picked pretty often, I'd say, from time to time. Even to a certain extent, OD you see, Zeus as well you see occasionally. Razor not so much, but, I mean, these are some heroes that are potentially second tier to third tier picks. Well, I'd say fourth tier, but in the current metagame, but that's besides the point. Death Prophet's going to be banned out from the side of Nex Impetus. If you look at the lineups right now, both teams have 2 ranged at this point. In fact, they're all ranged at this point. There's no melee heroes. There's a strength, there's an int and agility for Nex Impetus, and 2 ints and an agility for Infinity +4. So they still need that strength to really round out their lineup and make it acceptable. Wisp is going to get banned out from Infinity +4. At this point, I'm not sure. That's actually a pretty good ban, I think, in my opinion, because Wisp is so really dependent on. That's actually a very good ban when you think about it. He's very dependent on tethering and allowing tanky heroes to go and gank people, but in conjunction with this kind of lineup with Zeus, OD, and Razor, might not really work that well or work at all. Clinks is going to be banned out here from the side of Nex Impetus, and that was a hero that Toy played in the previous game, but he was having a pretty tough time. So, and then there's going to be the Medusa ban. So, yeah, that was the other hero I was forgetting about. Medusa also very difficult just because, and we saw Nex Impetus and, of course, in the first game, typical mistakes, send Medusa into a really strange position on the Radiant side and essentially just farm that stack of Ancients by just stacking it up using Split Shot to farm. Pandago was able to get away with it with great success in the first game. Nex Impetus not so much because they kind of knew it was coming. So, I'd like to thank you all for coming. Once again, shout out to Ham Sandwich in chat. And just in general. Thank you for joining us here on NeoDota. You can follow us at twitter.com/NeoDota2 and twitch.tv/NeoDota2. Once again, my name is Maut, M-A-U-T. You can follow me at twitter.com/MautDota2 if you enjoy the cast, which we'll be starting shortly. We need 2 more bans to go. Phantom Lancer is the next ban from Nex Impetus. I don't think they would have given them that in the first place, but then again, it's not necessarily a bad ban. Phantom Lancer still is difficult to play when you don't have anybody protecting him. Although Doppelwalk and, of course, his nuke provide for quite a bit of success. So, you joke about giving Drow away, but it's happened before, and it works because it gives your team just less tankiness. And Drow is really susceptible to ganks, no matter where you put her, just because she's so freaking squishy. So, And even though Drow was
10
really strong
seconds
before she got
remaining.
nerfed, she's a little bit less strong at this point. She's not necessarily like
5 seconds
ridiculously like overpowered. She's really not. So you got to keep that in mind. And they could potentially get away with giving up Drow here too, or giving Drow to Nex Impetus. But Morphling will get banned out here, and that is a very smart last ban coming out from Infinity +4. Almost worked yesterday, not quite, however, so you got to keep that in mind. Nex Impetus, they're going to be picking a hero for Infinity +4 in just one moment. What that's going to be, I can't really tell you. I'd imagine it'll be a strength hero, unless they want to save that for last. But they did give Tuskar to, of course, Fnatic and A in the previous game, but it'll probably be a different strength hero at this point in time. Not that Tuskar was super effective in the previous game, it's just that
remaining.
I don't think that you would give Tuskar away just because he's a really strong
5
hero.
seconds remaining.
And if you look at the side of Infinity +4, they do have that one disable with the Outworld Devourer. Of course, it's just such a nice disable, that Astral Imprisonment, and seals that mana away. The Static Bolt as well. They're going to get Dragon Knight as well, which is their strength hero. And that's actually a pretty good pickup, I think, from Nex Impetus. Give him that carry, that Dragon Knight. He doesn't do a whole lot early on. He does have that Nuke and Stun, however, which is kind of the problem. And if you can bind that up with OD, you can get positioning with the Dragon Knight, get ready for him to use that Dragon Tail, and you know, just chain up the stuns and get some kills early on, which certainly could happen. So I could see OD and Dragon Knight being used in a lane in conjunction with one another, even Zeus as well, which would leave Razor either safe lane farming if they want to do an aggressive tri lane, or Razor mid, which it works either way, I think. So
5 seconds
not
remaining.
sure what they're going to be doing here in terms of this next pickup on the side of Infinity +4. Clairvoyance has 10 seconds of reserve time next.
remaining.
No, you may not call me Maud. Jesus, no.
Sniper.
Spartan, I've heard that many times before. It's very strange, I know. Sniper's going to be picked up here from Nex Impetus, and yeah, I was waiting for him. That was the one hero that really wasn't banned out, and he's a very tough hero to be playing, especially with this current lineup. Look at disables right now from the side of Nex Impetus' standpoint. They have one ult disable, and then, of course, headshot, which is not so much of a reliable disable. So the only thing they can really stop anybody with is Reaper Scythe, and that requires you to waste an ult, which can dish out a ton of damage.
5 seconds remaining.
So Nex Impetus' team is
Riki.
dangerous. I mean, it's very difficult, but if given the right farm, they can deal a lot of damage. But the same can be said for Infinity +4, especially with that Riki pickup. And we saw earlier, Riki can be super strong. I mean, and I think a lot of the time people give away Riki and they just say, oh, all we have to do is get Sentry Wards and stop him from farming to level 6. And well, what if you put him in a safe tri lane or something like that? What if he gets plenty of farm and he's able to get to level 6 in a solo lane? What if he's, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So
5 seconds remaining.
So Riki, and they also have, by the way, Riki is in. Is this going to be random? Nope, it's going to be Faceless Void. Alright, so I was talking about Faceless Void earlier, but Riki is also effective because he has this smoke screen, which is a 25% slow, also allows people to miss while in it, and it's pretty nice just for silencing in general. It's really great. Blink Strike, I mean, backstab damage early on, really great. So it's not like this team is unplayable on the side of Infinity +4. How they're going to lane it is really interesting. I think what they could do potentially, Riki solo safe lane, they could send OD, Dragon Knight, and Zeus into an aggressive tri lane and maybe send Razor mid, or swap Riki and Razor around, or put Riki in the aggressive tri lane. I mean, there's a bunch of different possibilities here. With Nex Impetus, it's a little bit more difficult, because you don't know how they're going to play every hero. Is there going to be a, let's say, farming mid Necrolite, or are they going to do something else instead? So those are some things to keep in mind real quick. So jumping into the game on the side of Nex Impetus, FRZ is going to be on the Huskar, Back will be on the Necrolite, Thunder B will be on the Shadow Fiend, Cold Like Heart will be on the Sniper, and Toy will be on the Faceless Void as they go for an aggressive tri lane, it looks like, or not. On the side of the Radiant, aka Infinity +4, Liquid Bulba will be playing the Razor right now. He's going to be heading up to the top lane, as you can see. Clairvoyance is going to be on the Outworld Devourer. We're going to see Bananas in Your Face on the Dragon Knight. Going to see Infinity up on the Riki, and to finish it off, KZZ will be on the Zeus. Zeus heading to the bottom lane, the safe lane, if you will, for the Radiant side. Tri-Lane is going to be top for the side of Nex Impetus, so they will go maybe match Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane here. Bananas in Your Face is going to be with a Razor here right now. Will they send Clairvoyance mid? Yes, so it's going to be dual lanes right now with Infinity and KZZ for the time being. So this might be a pretty tough lane for the side of the Radiant here. And especially if they're against a tri-lane. This is a time where a tri-lane like this can be very effective. The problem being, where's your disables? And it's not their fault that they have no disables, obviously, but that's just something to think about in the near future. So, and this is our last game of the night, ladies and gentlemen, so I really appreciate you guys joining me. Waiting on Inphinity, who's apparently having some mouse issues, but that happens occasionally. Smoke's already up on the DK, so they could potentially just roam mid and go for a kill whenever they feel like it. They do have that potential, that lethality with Dragon Tail at level 1. The stun duration is 2.5 seconds, which is pretty long for its first level for any stun. And its last level is 3.25, so that's pretty great as well. It's a long stun. 3.25 seconds is pretty long for a stun there. Liquid Bulba, he hasn't skilled anything just yet. Might go for Plasma Field, could go for Static Link. Don't think he's going to go for his Unstable Current, but he possibly could go that way. We'll see what happens. Shadow Fiend pretty much needs to go in Necromancy if he's going to be the one getting farm up in this top lane, which I believe is going to be happening. Necrolite going with Death Pulse, that's going to give him some sort of regen in his lane, some sort of regen, and FRZ is going to be here as well. He's only got 1 Gauntlets of Strength, he's got a Salve as well. They might have pooled, I'm not sure. They do have a Wraith Band on the Shadow Fiend as well as a Tango, so maybe they did pool. Wards are up on the Necrolite, as you can see. Mid lane, Cold Like Heart, he's got 2 Slippers of Agility, he's going to be going for those Wraith Bands pretty quickly. And Faceless Void only has a Stout Shield and nothing else, and no Quelling Blade, not really a surprise there, so he should be able to last hit effectively. He's got 63 damage out of his base level 1, so there's that. But he will be here alone against this dual lane, which is KZZ and Inphinity as well. And it's a tough lane to be against, especially with the nuke damage, of course, of KZZ on that Zeus, if he decides to go for Lightning Bolt, things of that nature. Generally, you're going to go for Chain Lightning when you try to last hit, but he's not going to be in the mid lane. Seems like every time we join a game, an AtoD game, it's paused as soon as the game starts, but not one of the longer pauses, as KZ does call already. So Nex Impetus, waiting on them to respond. Boba wants to get this thing going. I don't blame him. So we're going to go. KZ's going to unpause. He's going to head, ward up the rune down in the bottom lane. Faceless Void should not really go any further than where he is right now. Lest he be killed. KZ will probably throw a ward up right here. Or right here is fine too, I guess. He's going to head to the Roshan pit, make sure nothing unusual is happening. And of course, Toy's going to come in and look around and scout things out. And KZZ will stay right near this rune, I'd imagine, and he'll try to pick it up or babysit it. Meanwhile, top, you can see that the top rune is going to be babysat by, of course, Boba as well as Bananas in your face. Now, roaming down here is Baki's going to throw this Observer Ward up here on the high ground. And immediately, Bulba coming in, and he's got such long range, of course, with his just attack, as you can see. And it will be bottom, and it's actually going to be picked up by Toy, and he's in a Viz rune, as you can see. KZZ might get chased after here, but there's not a whole lot Faceless Void can do. What he can do is potentially just get closer to the creeps without potentially getting harassed. And he could also block the camps here by just sitting here at the 30-second mark, which he, I'm sure, will do. Yep, he's just going to sit right here. KZZ has no sentries. I'm sure he's already seen that. So we're going to see that happening. Meanwhile, gank mid, as you can see, Dragon Tail already going, and Cold Like Heart is absolutely dead. A lot of damage being stolen there. Going to try to go the other way, but Bulba will get first blood, and that is an immediate gank, and just a nice play coming out from the side of those two heroes, from the Dragonet as well as the Razor. Meanwhile, bottom lane. And Toy is really close, but yeah, he's doing exactly what I thought he would do, and just sit closer, try to get some farm and experience. Of course, he did block this camp, I believe, and KZZ's not going to be surprised about that. He's going to know there's no wards there, realizing that Toy didn't have any on him when he picked up that Invis ward. And it will be a Chain Lightning, so KZZ can just spam this away. It is, Arc Lightning. 65 mana, so he can keep just spamming that whenever he feels like. Clairvoyant sitting at 5 last hits right now. And of course, the Sniper at 0. It's going to be a very tough lane for him. He will pick up the first one. However, Clairvoyant was thinking about diving, but not going to happen. 5 last hits going for Thunder, be up in the top lane. He will have Necromancer as well as his raises, so he's level 2 already. Bottom lane, Toy will be sitting on pretty much no last hits for the duration of this game if KZZ comes in and denies, and Biza is effective in his supporting role. Right now, you can see Chain Pull going for KZZ, so he's just going to try to take these last hits, as you can see. And, yeah, this should be a nice Chain Pull. We'll be able to latch this through, and that'll pull the lane back, as you can see, allowing for Infinity to get some more farm. He will go for that Orb of Venom at level 1 early on, to give him a little bit of extra damage as well. Up here in the top lane, FRZ and Bach are going to be pulling, as you can see. So, yeah, this tri-lane is going to work, as opposed to the one they ran in the first game with that Meepo, where they were not facing anybody in said tri-lane. So this is going to be a little bit better. This is going to be a little bit more difficult for Bulba to get some farm here, Meanwhile, it's also going to be more difficult for, I think this is going to be a DK who's actually more uses a support role, which is strange. They're trying to go on FRZ, and Bananas in Your Face is just not fast enough. But there is the stun. It's just in range there. As you can see, Breathe Fire is available. By the way, Body Block's going, Static Link, Death Pulse as well, and they get the kill. Razor picking it up, of course, with that Plasma Field. So nice job coming in from the Razor there. Bulba getting another kill, that's his second. So they're just aggressive, and they're playing aggressively against a tri-lane, and that shouldn't be happening. I mean, you should not be getting kills that way in a tri-lane versus dual lane. So that kind of scenario is absolutely crazy and mind-boggling. However, they have 14 last hits for Thunder Beast, so that's a good starting point. Meanwhile, a lot of right-click going, and Astral Imprisonment once again. Clairvoyance just stealing a lot of intelligence from Cold Like Heart. And it's going to be tough for him to really come back, especially after getting ganked early on. He's only level 3 at this point, only has 5 last hits. Clairvoyance is at 4. Bottom lane, you can see Infinity. Still getting some last hits himself at 14, 15 as you can see now. Toy with his Stout Shield. I'm not sure what he'll go for. Since he's not getting so much farm, I'd imagine it's not going to be anything like a Midas. Probably just straight into his treads. Clairvoyance is going to dive effectively here in the mid lane. Cold Like Heart might get right-clicked here in just a moment. Orb attacks are going. Clairvoyance is getting headshot, however, but not enough damage to get the kill there. But Clairvoyance is fine. Salve is going right back up for Cold Like Heart, but he has no more regen available. Bottle, not available. It looks like it's not coming, nor is it going to be coming for some time. Or I don't think Clairvoyance is going to go for Bottle at all at this point. He's just going to get an Null Talisman, go for a Magic Wand or something like that, have the tangos. He's actually getting right-clicked pretty low right now, so he might have to go eat that tree. So maybe go for a Bottle, maybe not sure right now. And Bulba coming in just wants to try to steal this pull, and in fact does get that pull off. And he's going to bring it back to the tower, and he'll be able to last hit effectively. Toy looking for the 4-minute rune. It might be top, potentially. We'll see. And it is Invis bottom. And Toy will just babysit this, it looks like. Cold Like Heart has no bottle, by the way, and it might be on the courier. And no, the Faceless Void will just take it. And Bananas in Your Face looking for Dragon Tail again mid. Razor's still here, so and they might know something's up, but Cold Like Heart is sitting very far back. He does have a very large attack range here. He is that sniper, so. And KZZ might roam through to mid as well, looking for that stun. They're pinging him. Cold Like Heart is sitting very far back. He knows something's up right now. He knows everybody's missing. He's not going to go further past this line right here, I'd imagine. In fact, he's actually in the jungle right now, just sitting at the trees. Bottle, nope, Wraith Bands are coming to a mid. Now he might be a little bit more aggressive, but they do have vision, of course, of the DK going mid there, so they did see that happen. He does go back, does have vision there. Bulba's sitting at 20 last hits right now, 23 for the Shadow Fiend himself, sitting at level 5. So the Shadow Fiend is actually getting decent farm, which I think is the problem here if you're on the side of Infinity +4. You do have 2 nice kills early on. You have essentially done a good job of alleviating pressure from this tri-lane, but really how much is it winning you, especially when this Shadow Fiend's getting some decent farm. Mid lane, Cold Like Heart. He's going to do some right-click damage to Clairvoyance. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana left, but KZ is going to roam right in. He's going to throw his Lightning Bolt right down. Bananas in Your Face is going to come in there. There's the stun, and Cold Like Heart is dead. Again, it looks like just trying to get a kill on Clairvoyance. Not going to happen. Zeus is going to take that kill. Nice pickup for the side of Infinity +4, and Sniper's having a real tough time in this game right now. So, checking the graphs real quick. We'll put my camera on Bulba. 2,000 experience and 2,000 in gold going the way of Infinity +4. Death Pulse is going to go, and Bulba's just going to steal right-click damage, as you can see. He takes 51 damage away, or close to it, 42, from that Necrolite. He's just trying to be a nuisance. Clairvoyance now, sitting on that salve as well as, of course, the Tango. Needs to be careful. He will pop that salve off, and Cold Like Heart is going to try to cancel it out by getting close. It's not going to happen. Clairvoyance is going to wait for the duration to go. 29 last hits for the Riki right now. Infinity doing a very good job of farming. Not too far behind is Toy sitting at 17. He is in the solo lane, and Riki's been solo for quite some time, but he is level 6 now, and he's actually going to just make sure this regen rune is taken by his team and not by Toy this time around. So Riki can, you can expect him to start roaming pretty soon, and there's no sentries, I'd imagine, on any of the heroes on the Dire side here. Yeah, no, there's no sentries. Or wards for that matter. Bananas in Your Face once again in ganking position. He's going to want to go around from the side. KZZ as well is going to wrap around. So this is a 3-pronged attack here. And Cold Like Heart might be in some trouble. Yep. TP rotation coming in right now, this time from Toy. Toy has his Chronosphere and he gets only 1 in it. KZZ has to back off, as you can see. Now Bananas in Your Face runs into it as well. So the TP rotation sort of wasted there. KZZ very close to going down, but he did not get caught in that Chronosphere. He was able to just get on the edge of it and back off immediately. So KZZ still alive, and he's going to want to try to, I think, kill some creeps here. Just stack it up, that Arc Lightning, or just kill it. more effectively. Could keep spamming that, and then he'll go back to base probably or something. Or potentially just buy a salve. Meanwhile, top lane, Razor stealing a ton of right-click damage here. 72 so far up on him. There's 105 stolen right now, and the Plasma Field. Bulba going to get that kill. Very effective. He's got his Ring of a Kill, by the way. Going to have a Magic Wand soon, and his Shreds are finished. So, very nice job from Bulba there. Getting that kill 5-0 in Nex Impetus. They've been struggling all night, and this game is not looking good for him so far. Inphinity getting plenty of farm. He's got his Treads as well. Poor man's shield going for him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And bottom tower is already actually taking a lot of pressure here, as you can see. And Toy, no Chrono. Meanwhile, TP mid as Clairvoyance is out of mana. Thunderbee will come, and Cold Like Heart is here as well. And Sanity's Eclipse is ready, just doesn't have any mana for it, nor does he have a mana for an Astral Imprisonment, but he should be okay. Smoke coming into mid right now. Infinity's here. They're going to jump right onto Thunderbee. There's going to be the Lightning Bolt as well, and Zeus will pick up another kill. Nice job from KZZ. Nice smoke gank coming in effectively. I'm not sure if that was timed, planned, or anything like that, just using it to get there quicker. I don't think that was the case. Bulba again on the top lane, just going unchecked with that static link, and he's going to pick up another kill. He is dominating at this point. He's getting kills left and right. You cannot leave your heroes alone with him. 135 extra damage on him, and it's still going to be there for a few seconds as well. He could potentially go on FRZ if he wanted to and take him down rather quickly. And he's going to run right past the tower because the creeps are tanking it up, no problem. Now look at all of this vision here, of course, from the Dire side. They just say, screw getting ganked. We have the wards all over the place up here on this side, but no wards down here. So they have no vision of the Roche Pit or anywhere near that bottom rune spot. Speaking of rune, 8-minute rune, what was it? Illusion rune, picked up from KZZ. He's going to just try to go around from the backside here and just go on the sniper, but there is support coming in from Tony. Does have his Chronosphere, he might use it there. Looking for it, yes, he's going to use that Chrono, but he's very low, and Sanity's Eclipse from the backside from Clairvoyance is going to pick up the kill. Raises, Assassinate on KZZ, not going to die. Astral Imprisonment not in time, however, but he'll be fine. They actually might just keep going. KZZ is going to get blocked. It looks like he's going to use his bottle. No, he's going to take Clairvoyance's bottle, it looks like. Oh, he might just deny himself. He's thinking about it. No, he'll back off. Meanwhile, everybody's coming through mid here from Nex Impetus. And man, they just cannot get a break. They have not gotten a kill. Infinity's team looking extraordinarily strong. So, another Assassinate, this time onto Bananas in Your Face, but he's fine. This time now he does pick up his Elder Dragon form, so they have that potentially. Bulba looking for another kill, this time on FRZ. He does not have level 6, and Plasma Field's going to go, and Bulba's going to pick up yet another kill. Riki, in the meantime, mid lane. Big fight there. They use the smoke screen. They pick up a 1 kill, 2 kills as well. Clairvoyance picking up the other one. Sniper and Necrolite are the casualties as they're going to take the tier 1 tower mid very soon. It's very low in health, 397 health right now, so that's just something to think about. Toy is back down in the bottom lane, trying to get some farm, desperately looking at the hero level chart. I mean, 10, 9, and 8. They have not a huge experience lead, but really the problem is this level 3 Huskar who's getting ganked again. Plasma Field's going to fly, should be enough. There's the Blink Strike. Now there's going to be a static link used on Bach, and he is going to go down. Mischance, no. But they do get the kill this time. Riki will go down to the tower. It looks like Razor in some trouble. He's going to get stunned, assassinated as well. Oh, but nice Astral Imprisonment coming in from Clairvoyance, saving Bulba's life. Dragon form, they're going to turn around and fight this. Plasma Field just on the edge, might not have hit, doesn't matter. Clairvoyance will get the kill, and Bulba will back off. Now Cold Like Heart in some trouble as well. Toy going to come in, no Chronosphere for him. Assassinate, this time on the Astral Imprisonment. Oh, nice timing there from the OD. Chrono, not available. Time Walk is used. Clairvoyance in some trouble. Nice stun coming from Bananas in Your Face. Here's Infinity, who bought back, going to go on to Bach next. 2 down on the side of Nex Impetus. They did get that 1 kill on Riki, but now 3 down on the side of Nex Impetus. Roaming around is Toy. He's slowed, in some trouble. Backtrack will save his life momentarily. He's going to try to fight this Chronosphere. Infinity's not in it. Neither is the DK. Toy might just get dove. Bananas in Your Face taking some damage from those burning spears. Blink Strike onto Foz. They're just going to turn around and kill him. Double kill for Infinity right now. Bananas in Your Face very low. Infinity thinking about denying him. Not going to happen. But there's the raise and the Assassinate. They dove too far and got too greedy. Doesn't matter. 17-3 is the score. And this is just allowing Clairvoyance to farm ridiculous amounts. KZZ was not even really a part of that fight. He did use his Thunder God's Wrath, so Bulba down in the bottom lane, going for, of course, that Hood of Defiance. Will pick that up. I'm going to go on Cold Like Heart right now with that static link there. He's going to be the Lightning Bolt as well, and Bulba's wicked sick now, so very, very, very close to begin getting that godlike streak as he's 7 kills and 2 assists right now. Level 11 for him. 10,000 experience lead, 10,000 gold lead. It is getting ridiculous right now. It's 11 minutes in the game, guys. I'm just saying. And I expressed how good I thought this team was at the start of the cast. I'm going to preface it by saying that. But Nex Impetus, I think, has not been playing their best at all today, and it's just a rough day for them, unfortunately, and especially when you have to go up against a pro player like Liquid Boba, against a team like Fnatic and who is essentially a group of pros, and of course, up against Typical Mistakes, who's been playing hotter than anybody in this tournament so far, winning all 3 of their games. Inphinity going to be heading up here, going to be going for a Mask of Madness, I'd imagine, unless he's going for Vlad's, because he's got that Morbid Mask, gets the Ring of Regen as well, so that might be Vlad's, I'm not sure. Inphinity, there is the Sentry Ward here, so he will get spotted, and he's going to circle it on the map, I think, as well. Thunderbeat's going to come through. Bach has another Sentry Ward on him. Inphinity needs to be careful. I think he realizes this. He's going to spot that out on Bach, but he might just silence him. The Sentry Ward will go down. They're not going to chase after him. And I think Infinity's just trying to get a reaction out of this and maybe just take some time. Yeah, he will be going Vlad's. That's going to be the choice there. As you can see, the Basilius is done next. Now, Bach getting silenced up. Clairvoyance in some trouble. There's some Thunder God's Wrath as well. Astral Imprisonment. Infinity's patiently waiting. FRZ on the backside. Oh, the Dragon to breathe fire was not necessarily in time. The ult was trying to come out from that Shadow Fiend. Unfortunately, not able to get it off, and he will go down. And Bobo on the bottom lane. Still stealing some damage from Toy at this point, and he's going to keep chasing, but I don't know if he can really dive the tier 3 effectively right now. Toy is pretty slow in comparison to Razor right now. Plasma Field's going to go. Backtrack, avoiding a lot of it, but it doesn't matter. Bobo's just going to keep going. Double kill. He's got like Necro ult. Not going to be enough. And the Burning Spears, can he finish him off? No, the mech. And he's going to get an ultra kill. Boba's being assassinated right now. He's in trouble. He's going to take it to the face, and he's fine with it. Boba needs to do something. He's so low in health. This sniper's going to look for a kill right now. And he doesn't have any spell or stolen damage right now. This is ridiculous. Somebody kill him. Infinity's just diving straight through. He's going to try to help out his teammate right now. Infinity, what are you doing? He blinks to Boba. They're just toying with them. This is so BM. What is this BM? Oh, wait, this is NA Dota. Duh. And the assassinate on Frankie. No, they raise him instead, as they could not find him without the vision, so they just used a raise instead. But meanwhile, everybody getting out of there. Looking at Rhaegar Targaryen's items. Excuse me, the Dragonite items. Wards, wand, treads, etc. KCZ. Unthinkable. Getting ganked. 24-6 right now. I'd say they were throwing, but oh, nope. Should have Astral Imprisonment instead, but then he would have been dead regardless. So Cold Lake Heart starting to get some farm now with some assassinates. 1,500 or 15,000 experience going to the Radiant side. 15,000, of course, as well as gold. Team Flame going on right now. Nice. What about the ping difference? Well, I can tell you. Yeah, they're playing at about 200 ping. That's unfortunate, but it happens from time to time. Cold Lake Heart getting absolutely trounced here by Infinity. Infinity going for a double kill. Bach in some trouble. He's going to go down as well. Toy on the backside has the Chronosphere, but here comes Bananas in your face looking for that Dragon Tail. Not really in range. Well, that range is not for Dragon Form. That's interesting. Toy is going to go down. He's going to get silenced. No Chronosphere available with that silence up on him. Yep. And Rhaegar Targaryen continuing to go. This time on the tower right now. He's not really Targaryen. He's a poison dragon, not a fire dragon. That's sad. But he is Dragon Knight. He's actually Sir Davion, but Assassinate flying out on Clairvoyance. Does not avoid it this time. He could have used the Astral Imprisonment, but decided against it, I believe. So, they're going to head top, look for the Tier 2 tower, which is getting taken down slowly by Boba, who's, by the way, died since we last saw him. I believe it was, of course, the Blink Strike from Riki that really made his presence known, and I'm sure Boba was happy with that. Sanity's Eclipse going to take a kill there. Nice Chronosphere on it, too. They might be able to take out Clairvoyance here, doing a lot of damage, and the ult from the Shadow Fiend in case he's going to have to get back up, but there's going to be the Necro Reaper's Scythe, and he will go down. Double kill going for, of course, that Shadow Fiend, but here comes Boba. He's got that static link going. He's going to try to right-click down a bunch of them. He's got Plasma Fuel in 5 seconds. Is there a life break available for FRZ? He already used it. Toy is going to go down this time. Boba's going to get another one. FRZ in some trouble. Riki's going to get the kill. Boba just going to dive this well, perhaps. No. Thunderbeat will get away with his life, but the rest of his team is not so lucky. Shadow Blade done for, oh, come, stop. Oh, God, literally. It's his favorite item. Shadowblade. Alright, well, fake casting coming in from Zeus's Thunder God Wrath. So, let's check out the graphs real quick while we've got some time and space here. 15,000 experience, 15,000 gold. At this point, I mean, Infinity +4 were playing pretty amazingly, but then they started feeding. Shadowfiend's got some farm at this point. I mean, it's only treads on a ring of a kill, but it's more than nothing. Assassinate flying out, doing some damage. I believe it was on KZZ, taking that hit to the face. Bulba's going to come, bring up the rear. He has his Shadowblade. He's got a mech as well. He has that nice little cloak, which will provide him some resistance to that magic damage. Of course, that being the Reaper Scythe, which is very nice to have that resistance against. I mean, the raises as well. Of course, the Assassinate. The Burning Spears, which is magical as well, so just keep that in mind. Dragon Form is going to be popped. They want to break the base right now. There is no Aegis, I believe, on any of them, unless I missed a Roshan somewhere. No, I did not. They're going to go for the tier 3 right now, but Enes in your face wants to dive. This is very tough to defend if you're Nex Impetus. I don't know really how you fight this, so... I can scream more. Thunder God's Wrath going in right now. There's going to be a smoke screen as well. Breathe Fire. The life break is going to go. Bulba's stealing a lot of damage there and immediately getting the kill on FRZ. As you can see, they'll back off after getting that kill. They weren't able to get the tier 3, but yeah. I feel like I'm doing a good job of expressing my excitement. If not, you can tell me. Force Staff, nice Astral Imprisonment coming in. Thunderbeat with the Shadowblade using his ult right now in some trouble. Bananas in your face immediately going to get hit up, but not going to go down. Chronospear Reaper Scythe, he's going to go down. Back, however, is going to fall down to Bulba's right-click damage. Thunderbeat in some trouble is getting missed, as you can see. Double kill for Bulba, but they have no team members here. They need to back off. Infinity, however, there is no Sentry Ward down here. FRZ in some trouble. Mech's going to go, and Infinity's going to pick up a mega kill streak, as you can see. Now the Astral Imprisonment, Clairvoyance comes in, and there's going to be a Force Staff forward. Once that Astral Imprisonment ready, 2 seconds. They're going to be able to use it. No, he's not going to use it. They're just going to dive the well straight up. The Sanity's Eclipse going to get the kill. Infinity might make it out alive. Yes, blinks to Clairvoyance unnecessarily, but does take it. And that's going to be that. And that's a team wipe, and that's going to be Rax's. GG will be called, and you got to feel for Nex Impetus. They had a very rough night. This was essentially 3 hours of playing, and they just couldn't really get anything done. But this is some of the best of North America's amateur teams, excuse me. Plus Liquid Bulba. So I guess I don't really know if that counts.
Radiant's top tower
Just give you a shout out in chat. Shout out to RTZ.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shout out to EE as well. Everybody disconnecting from the game. So while we've got a moment, I want to thank you very much for joining me tonight. And it's very difficult sometimes to cast these games, but always fun, always enjoyable. Really, really love to see these type of games come out. Thunderbeat coming out. Oh my goodness, this is a massacre. Triple kill. They're just going to give Bulba the satisfaction of a rampage for whatever reason. There it is, the rampage for Bulba to end the game, ladies and gentlemen. He did it. He did it, everybody. Alright, while I have a moment, I'd like to thank Nex Impetus for playing these 3 games right back to back to back. I'd like to thank Ham Sandwich for putting this stuff together. If he's still watching, you can say something in chat, Ham. Thanks for putting all this together. Thanks to Join Dota as well. Thank you for watching us here, either in the game client or, of course, on NeoDota. Twitch.tv/NeoDota. Follow us there. Twitter.com/NeoDota2. YouTube.com/NeoDota2. Yeah. My name is Maut, M-A-U-T. For any of you that enjoyed the cast, you can follow me at Twitter.com/MautDota2. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Thank you to the Brazilians as well for joining us. Shout out to the Brazilians. A few shout outs before I leave myself. I'd like to shout out to RTZ. I'd like to shout out to NA Dota as well. And yeah. Really great games. By the way, tomorrow evening at 8:15 Eastern, excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. 8:15 Eastern, AOSIN +4 versus this team, Infinity +4. And that's going to be a good one. I'll stick around a little while if you guys want. I'll put some music on and I'll talk in chat if you'd like. But that's going to be it for the last game tonight. I really appreciate you guys joining us. Have an excellent night, guys. I'll see you later.